To India, and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has pledged to turn the nation into a developed country in the next quarter of a century. India is marking 75 years since independence from British rule. Now let's just take you back and go through exactly how that unfolded. Britain had ruled India for almost 200 years, but in August 1947, that all came to an end. India was carved up in a matter of months, and the new states of East and West Pakistan were formed. By these lines, East Pakistan eventually became Bangladesh. The partition was controversial and led to the deaths of at least 1 million people. Tens of thousands of Hindu, Muslim and Sikh women were raped, abducted or disfigured. And around 15 million people were forced to leave their homes in one of the biggest ever forced migrations. To mark today's anniversary, Divya Kohli has been to meet some of those who were there and the others who are fighting to ensure that the tragedy is never forgotten.
The end of British rule signified the carving up of ancient India, a cruel line drawn across the country which would lead to unimaginable devastation. It was a violent political earthquake. It took just 73 days to divide up the land into a Hindu-majority India and a Muslim-majority Pakistan. Thousands of years of friendship, brother and sisterhood between Sikh, Hindu and Muslim communities dissolved into mistrust, panic and terror. Dabirul Chowdhury is 102. He was just a teenager during partition. He remembers close friends leaving his loving and harmonious village in Assam.
Everyone knew each other, and Hindu and Muslims are united. No fighting each other because we maintain peace and order in this area. They were going to Assam because I lose my friends. So it hurts me really on that day.
75 years on, partition still has an impact on those who lived through it and the future generations who are trying to understand it.
This event has shaped the migration and settlement of British South Asians here, and this is very much their history, and I think it's important to remember and commemorate.
Silence is a new play honouring many real-life testimonies of those who lived through the atrocities of partition. The production highlights the plight of women. Some of their stories are simply unimaginable.
Some of the women didn't want to come back, and some families didn't want the women that were dishonoured or that they felt would pollute their homes by coming back with babies that were conceived of rape or the shame that they would bring upon the family.
I think it's just easier and another burden on women to be silent about what they went through rather than rock the boat or cause any grievances or have more harm done to them because they opened up.
The play also focuses on partition and how it affects British Asians today, what an impact it still has on families and communities. Some are still reluctant to share their stories.
There is intergenerational trauma which is passed down, and inevitably we all feel it as the next generation, second, third, fourth generation South Asians are feeling the effects of partition.
The generation who lived through the events of August 1947 are dying out. Those we've spoken to today say it's vital those stories continue to be told to help society appreciate what happened and to move on. Divya Kohli, 5 News.